Denise Roberts. I'm the owner of liverehab.com. I'm going to start something today that I think is going to be really important. We are going through just a crazy time right now, and there's a lot of panic going on no matter where you are in the world. I know that this COVID-19 thing has to be affecting you, whether it's affecting you personally because you have gotten sick with the virus, or you know somebody who's been sick with the virus, or economically, or just, all the media, and it's just information overload. And I know that those of you who struggle with addiction, whether you are in active addiction right now or you're in recovery, this has got to be affecting you in some way. So I thought that it was really important that I'm going to start releasing some videos as often as I possibly can, because I really want to make sure that those who are struggling with addiction can get the help that they need during this really scary time, because now is definitely not the time where a lot of you can afford to lose your job to attend a rehab center. Social gatherings like AA meetings might be canceled. It's just a dark, crazy time right now. One thing that I noticed that prompted me to want to start to release some videos for free on YouTube and wherever I can is that I was looking at my book sales the other day, last week actually, and I noticed that there was a slight uptick. And then I noticed like a really big uptick over the last couple days. And it really started to sink in for me that there's so many people right now struggling with addiction, all kinds of addictions, right? Alcohol addiction, opiate addiction, behavior addictions like food or porn or whatever. And there's nowhere to go right now because of all this self-isolating and this quarantining, and what are you going to do, right? I think about the poor people right now in Italy. So it's March 16th, so maybe when some of you are watching this, a lot will be different. And I know that, but as of today, March 16th, some of the hardest hit communities in obviously Wuhan and parts of China, but in Italy and in Barcelona, when cities are on complete lockdown, if you're struggling with addiction, you are forced, right, to have to detox right there and then. You have nowhere to go, right? Or, the panic that sets in when if you're struggling with alcohol addiction, for example, and you're looking at how much alcohol and how long that's going to last you if you're not able to go to the store and get that. It's serious stuff. And we talk about you hear the media talking about vulnerable populations, and those who struggle with addiction, in my opinion, are part of that group. You are very vulnerable for many different reasons, right? Because not only are you struggling with addiction, and addiction itself can be deadly, right? But you are also compromising your immune system if you are struggling with addiction that's a substance addiction. You might not have as good of immune system as those who as others, right? Because of your addiction. So I think it's important to think about that. And if your community hasn't been hit as hard as some other communities, I don't want to be alarmist and say it's coming, but it is coming. The writing is on the wall, and so be prepared. So if you haven't taken action on your addiction, now is the time. The other part of it is those of you who are in recovery from addiction, all of this stress and this chaos and this panic can definitely be triggering, and now is not the time where you want to relapse. So you need to be strong in your recovery, and you need to keep going and keep practicing the things that keep you sober and free from your addiction. So those are some of the things that I'm going to talk about here. I'm going to start doing some YouTube videos and offering some free resources and things like that to make sure that I know you're there, right? And you may feel completely alone and in this chaos, and some communities feel parts of the population feel more supported. Like if you're elderly, we're all taking care of our elderly neighbors. We're pitching in and we're working hard to support them. People with compromised immune systems. But I feel like those of you who struggle with addiction may feel like, well, there's nobody for us. And there is, and I'm here to help, and I'm here to support you through this. So I hope that you're able to like and subscribe on this channel so that you can get the updates as I release them. The book that I wrote, this book here, The Sobriety Success Method, How to Get Sober from Home, is really telling because, the home part, right? We're in the middle of quarantining and self-isolating, and a lot of you are gonna be home. So if you're able to grab a copy of this, not necessary for what I'm going to be talking about over the next few days, but if you want something additional, this is available on Amazon, so you can grab a copy now. It might be a good time to get a head start, but like I said, that's not necessary. I'm going to be doing some daily videos here and putting them on YouTube, so I hope that you will find that helpful. If you are currently struggling with addiction and you need support right away, please email me, and my email address is denise@liverehab.com. I can see what I can do to provide some additional one-on-one support at no charge during this really terrible time that we're all experiencing. I'm going to be really focusing and talking about ways that people can kick their addiction from home. I have a lot of topics that I'll be talking about, and will be very specific to this pandemic and things that you might be going through during the COVID-19. But if you have topics that you think that should be covered, or suggestions on things that I should talk about, send me an email as well, denise@liverehab.com. So again, I see you, I know you're there, and I hope that we can all pull together and support each other through this time. If you want to be part of our Facebook group, our closed Facebook group, so to kind of help support each other, search for Sobriety Success on Facebook. I'll also post the link to our Facebook group below. Just make sure that you answer the questions, and then I'll be able to add you onto the group. All right, so that's all I have for today. Just wanted to get this rolling and get this started, and know that and want you to know that the content is coming. I'll release another video very shortly. Bye, everyone.